Welcome to Intuitive Astrology with Molly McCord. Thank you so much for joining me today, as this is a Monday podcast episode where we focus on a particular topic or theme. And today I have a rather sparkly channeled message to share with you that is uplifting, high vibrational, and encouraging. Now, this message is coming through as it relates to 3 outer planets in the final degrees of 3 astrology signs. Specifically, we have Pluto moving through the final degree of Capricorn, Neptune in Pisces moving through the final degrees of Pisces, and Uranus moving through the final degrees of Taurus. The final degrees are known as critical degrees. They represent completion, mastery, and graduation, as well as preparation for up-leveling, for moving on, moving ahead, and taking what we've embodied and mastered into the next astrological sign. And the message I'm receiving that is important for us to consciously work with is about seeding the matrix and collective consciousness with new programming frequencies. Specifically, this looks like seeding, planting, intentionally dropping into the matrix higher expansive thoughts, options, and belief systems that will affect collective programming. Now, the guides I work with are galactic and very cosmic. Sometimes they present themselves as a collective, other times they show up as an individual. And during this message, I'm seeing them as a council, a galactic council that is offering us new options and ways to work with what is evolving on our planet. And the visual they are presenting me with is an agricultural field that is only dirt, meaning it is not sprouting or revealing any leaves or stalks or stems. It is the visual of rows of dirt that are ready to be seeded with new intentions, belief systems, higher levels of consciousness, new thoughts, new solutions, new options. I'm seeing this as rows with unlimited potentials, and it's quite big, it's quite expansive. And the intention of this visualization is to give us something to work with as we have the power to intentionally seed the collective consciousness, and more importantly, the collective unconsciousness with higher levels of programming that benefits all of humanity. And what we plant, what we intentionally plant in the collective field right now has the potential to make powerful impacts on humanity's growth and evolution, as well as elevate us to higher connection points. And I'm seeing these higher connection points above the earth, above the matrix, because it's outside of our physical realm. It's in the upper echelons, if you will, of our collective field of consciousness and unconsciousness. But they're showing me it as an energy that's circling right above the Earth's atmosphere, meaning it's being pulled in and pulled down by Earth's gravity. And so it looks like these expansive big fields are now ready for high vibrational intentions that will be pulled into our awareness through gravity. And it's an energetic system that we are being guided to activate and practice. And it's designed to pull in intentional ways of navigating this very dynamic time on the planet, where there is a lot of upheaval, strife, divisiveness, warring energies, not just war in the physical sense, but information wars, weather wars, energetic wars, spiritual wars. This energy can come in and be stronger, clearer, and of a higher vibrational nature that gives all of us something more to focus on as well as to collectively grow together. And so more specifically, the messages they're sending me about seeding the collective programming includes intentional thoughts that you're visualizing with your third eye. And I'm seeing this as a projector, that you're taking peaceful, happy, abundant, uplifting messages and visuals and beaming it into the matrix and any other energy field of your choice that allows us to also connect in those energetic realms. So specifically, this can be images of feeling peaceful with one another, laughter, happiness, experiencing other people's energies with respect and calm. This looks like parties and laughter, ease and fun that reminds us we're only here for a short amount of time, and how can we make the most of everything we sense, see, and experience on this planet. I'm getting the visuals of creativity, artistic expressions, music, and lightness, reminding ourselves that we are multidimensional beings that have access to the full spectrum of emotions and experiences. So how can we pull in with the gravitational force of the earth more of these higher energies that are ready to stick, to stay, and be a part of our regular human experience? You can focus on seeding the collective programming with trust in abundance, that there is more than enough for all, and that scarcity, lack, poverty consciousness, and other experiences of the like are soul lessons designed for growth, and that people can move through those lessons even faster. They can recreate the energy into a new form and step into their power as creative beings who are naturally abundant and manifesting everything they need with greater effortlessness. This is about seeding the collective programming with greater trust in all layers of our bodies. And by bodies, I mean physical bodies, emotional body, spiritual body, mental body, allowing ourselves to feel a new cohesion that aligns us with our wholeness. And all these layers know one another. They intermingle, they interact, they understand when one part of ourselves might be louder or requiring more TLC, while another part of our energy is softer, more in tune, and more connected than ever before. I'm also feeling that a key message they're giving me here is around heart consciousness and compassion, that we have deeper access to compassion for one another, but with boundaries. A sense of you can care for another and empathize with another, and you also see them as a powerful being. They are a creator of their life and their life experiences. And I feel these energies being mirrored back to ourselves, sort of like walking down the street and you're walking towards someone who's having a hard day, and your energy field shines a light to them, reminding them of their gifts, their power, more of what they can now change or evolve, or new choices they can make. And it's like this fast energetic hit that lights them up, shifts their own frequency by their own sovereign free will, and it's just a simple energy exchange where we're able to light each other up, remind each other of our power, and it helps us to continue to stay in those higher vibrational states more regularly, more effortlessly. And they're saying this can be as simple as sharing a smile with someone or giving them a kind hello, and it automatically has that higher vibrational energy that we feel, and it's like an instant solar powered charge reminder of each other's divinity, where we have the intention of reminding each other of not only our power and our light, but when our energy sinks or is low, we can quickly elevate each other just by our own auras. And this also helps to quickly emotionally balance us again, where even if you're having a hard day and you're moving through grief or sadness, or there's tough things going on in your life, there are these instant energetic exchanges that allow you to reconnect with your own divinity, your own soul's power, soul's wisdom, and it lifts you up faster. And they're saying this is absolutely possible. In fact, you've already been doing it, even if you haven't been aware of it. But our energies are interacting not only faster than ever, but from a purer state. That's been one of the rewards of our healing journeys, is that we've been unwinding, unraveling, and undoing so much within us that we become pure vessels of higher vibrating frequencies. And as we interact with each other, we feel that, and we can't describe it. We don't know how to even explain it, but we feel it and sense it. And they're saying this is something that's already underway, but it's something that's going to be spreading through the masses, if that's what is chosen, if that is something that others are open to and want. And it only starts with a ripple. So part of this message is to remind us of what we're creating through a ripple effect, that even though you and I are aware of this information in late 2024, others might come to it in 2026, 2028, and that's all perfect. That's all in perfect timing for each individual soul growth and energetic awareness. But they're saying this is now happening. So the more you're aware of it, the more you activate it, the faster that ripple effect will spread, and the more we'll start to feel it with one another. Almost like reminding each other of our divinity is an everyday occurrence and an everyday gift. But they're saying that's much, much harder to do in the denser energies, in the denser 3D energies. And so our intention to seed the matrix and the unconscious collective with this energy makes an impact and allows the energy to grow and develop even faster. Another intention that we can seed in the collective programming is that we are safe. You can feel safe, stable, and secure internally while navigating the changes and dynamic energies of the external. And so this is a way for us to feel confident and solid in ourselves, as a reminder of our soul's wisdom, our soul's knowingness, and of course our own divinity. And so imagine having all these individuals around you feeling safe, secure, stable. Imagine how that would impact the nervous system, the body, emotional frequencies. So our intention to put that in the collective programming is another beautiful gift that we can offer one another, that will ground us, that will make our time on this planet even more beautiful and solid, satisfying and happy, and also will calm down any lower chakra expressions. And they're bringing my attention immediately to the root chakra. They're saying the bottom 3 chakras, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, are the ones that have required ongoing reprogramming throughout many lifetimes. Sometimes it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back, but they're showing me that when that root chakra feels like it can settle, ground in, when there's a sense of being solid and confident, it changes a lot within our energy systems. And it also soothes the energy across multiple lifetimes and timelines where we weren't able to calm down that root chakra, because they're saying that you've had so many lifetimes in survival mode, very primal energies that you've always had to turn to get through or get by on this planet. But this is also a collective turning point if we choose it, if it's chosen, in order to settle that root chakra and not live from primal or survival instincts anymore. They're saying this also affects your blood flow, your adrenaline, your fight or flight. And now they're taking me to the amygdala in the brain. and the parasympathetic nervous system. So the message I'm receiving is that we have the power to plant new intentions that affect the collective, but one of the best intentions you can set and practice is for yourself, to remind yourself that you are safe, you are capable, you are protected, you are abundant, you are loved, you are divine. And the more that we remind ourselves of these messages, the more it affects multiple systems within us, as well as the people in our environment, such as family, roommates, anyone you live with, and anyone you exchange energy with on a daily basis, be it in the work environment, in public, in transportation systems, wherever it is. They're saying this actually has more of a ripple effect than you realize. Another intention that we can put into the collective programming is about accepting differences without requiring absolute agreement, meaning we're able to accept where we're different and not have it be the same, not have it be 100% agreement, but to detach and let it be. For that to be more of a practice within humanity. And they're showing me that this has been a huge part of the earthly experience for centuries and centuries, as we know, looking through history. But they're saying that we're not very good at it because we're too emotionally driven. And so calming down the emotional responses, even the rigidity in belief systems, is important. So there's multifaceted angles here. There's a lot that's involved, but the overarching theme is to accept differences without requiring absolute agreement, and also without requiring that you always have to be right and the other has to be wrong, that you don't have to be attached or overly attached to temporary conflict and disagreements, that you can rise above it and detach easier and return to that place of security, stability, and peacefulness without feeling like you have to be on high alert for danger or threats. They're saying this is a part of humanity's evolution, is how you work with these components in yourself, even on a daily basis, but more importantly, on a collective basis around hot topics that are quickly divisive and activate unconscious or conscious emotional reactions and responses. And please note that they're presenting this in the form of conversations. So verbal exchanges that we have, which is different, of course, than physical exchanges or interactions, but it's all related. And so if we can be more conscious of what needs to calm down before matters escalate, that's the key, one of the keys. And they're showing me that there are millions of people on the planet who have had lifetimes in war, whether that's being soldiers or living through wars, expecting there to be war. It's a big part of the collective programming. But the more we call in the energies from peaceful lifetimes, and they're saying that that's something that we're now able to focus on. They're saying that we've had so much healing work to do that we've been consumed by the healing assignments that have been presented. And so as we move through the healing and we get to the other side of it, now we can intentionally focus on calling in those frequencies and vibrations of peace, calm, love, abundance, safety, harmony, joy, and satisfaction, that these are the frequencies we can live from every day. But we also need to intentionally connect with the lifetimes that had those experiences. And we forget about those, or we don't always think to interact or pull those in. But they're saying that you can now pull in more peaceful, fulfilling lifetimes that will support what you're creating in this lifetime. So if you want to pull in those lifetimes where you experience true love, you can do that. If you want to pull in those lifetimes where you were abundant and safe and free and you felt so alive, absolutely pull that in. Pull in anything that connects to your soul's history. And if you're wondering, well, I don't know what that is, I don't know how or when or if. You could even be feeling, I don't know if I have lifetimes where I was peaceful or abundant. Well, don't overthink it. Don't try to dig in to remember specifics. Allow the memories to come back to you. Allow the memories to show up in dreams, through movies or music, downloads, whatever you prefer. They're saying now open up your own energy to receive those lifetimes, and you might be surprised at what you connect to. But they're saying we can only do that when we're in a place of really trusting that we've had those experiences. And they're showing me many ancient lifetimes before the current era. So BCE is when we had more of these natural experiences of living on the higher vibrational frequencies. And they're showing me too that life became very complicated as our daily schedules changed, when we were no longer rising with the sun and going to sleep with the sun, when we started to have scheduled days, meaning the 9 to 5, when we had more responsibilities, when our description of work changed and we had to focus on what that looked like for ourselves, for our families, within society. And this is being presented in very general terms across decades and even centuries. But they're saying we had lifetimes of play, of openness, of daily ease and flow, not being tied to a calendar or being heavily focused on numbers, money, and bills. And I'm telling them that, but we have to take care of that stuff in this reality. You know, that is a part of our human experience. But they're saying, yes, but you need to make more time for matters that take you out of that focus, that you need to expand out into playfulness, joy, ease, anything that lifts you up, whether that is a song or creative expression, working out, connecting with nature, basically anything that is not a mental focus, that is not heavily reliant upon the brain, logic, being rational. That's where we need to go. And that's where we will find more of these energies waiting for us. And now they're pulling in how that's how the rebalancing of feminine and masculine on the planet is going to expedite and evolve quickly because of a grassroots movement, more organic, more natural, meaning it's simply you being aware of when you've been too much in your masculine during the day, where you go to the office, you turn on that computer, you're getting things done, you have to be on and in charge, or jumping on those Zoom calls, taking care of errands, all the things we need to do in a day that requires us to be in the masculine space needs to be more consciously balanced by moving into the feminine space of receptivity, creativity, openness, flow, trust, physical embodiment, being in the body without heavily relying on the mind. This is all part of a grassroots movement, as they're calling it, to balance yourself intentionally when we live in a society that highly values performance, doingness, showing up, getting it done, producing. We have to flip it more often into the feminine receptivity, creativity, trusting, allowing, and embracing other expressions of our bodies and fuller energy fields. Another intention that we can seed into the collective programming and the matrix is about harmony with nature, harmony with the seasons and the ongoing changes that the earth is meant to move through. Returning to more ancient practices that honor the seasons is important, including the ongoing cycles of change that we go through. And they're showing me this physically, how the human body is physically designed to be in motion, changing and evolving, whether that is on a daily basis or through the decades of your life. And now, of course, they're taking me to food and the importance of our food and the sources of nutrition that we give ourselves. This is, of course, a topic that has been in discussion for years and decades, so this isn't new. You may feel called to start eating seasonal foods more often, eliminating more sugar, finding natural alternatives, whatever that means for you, because this is highly individual. Our food choices are highly individual, and it depends on how your body is made, meaning your blood type, genetics, daily activity levels, etc., etc. But they're saying that it's so important for us to prioritize our physical health, that it's more important than ever. And because we're so built on convenience these days, being more conscious of how we prepare and plan food is also important. Oh, okay. So now where they're going with this is that you could have some past life recall or memories of foods, dishes, nutrients, and lifestyle habits that beautifully supported you in other lifetimes that you're being redirected to in this lifetime, and you might not even know it. And I'm getting the visual of an indigenous tribe living next to a river, and the river was the source of food and nutrients. So all the nutrients came from the river. And I'm also seeing what looks like wheat or some kind of grain growing right along the edge of the river. And that composed the daily diet. So if that resonates with you, then maybe that is why you choose to be a pescatarian. Or there are certain foods you crave or you want more of because your energetic system has had good memories and good support from that food source. They're saying that as we step into and own more of our multidimensionality, the lifetimes overlap and blur together, and we're starting to live from the higher frequencies of each lifetime. I'm seeing this as a convergence of 5 lifetimes creating pyramid, and that's so funny because of the food pyramid. Right? The food pyramid that is taught about the nutrition the body is supposed to have. They're saying, no, you actually have your own unique food pyramid that links to other lifetimes and supports you in this lifetime as well as your soul's multidimensionality on this planet. And that is another incoming stream of guidance that you can call in, is to ask for that. Show me what supports my body best in this lifetime. What does my physical vessel need to be optimum? And then look and see what shows up for you, what comes forward, or what you find yourself pulled to. Okay, so now there's been an interesting shift in the energies that feels very cool. It's basically now asking you to share what you want to seed in the collective programming. What is your intention? What are you getting a download about right now that is important that we put into the conscious and unconsciousness of our planet? What do you feel would be a beautiful gift to the matrix, as well as supporting all of us individually and collectively in how humanity evolves? Because they're flashing open discussion. And they're saying that part of the intention of this channeled message was to open you up to each other's wisdom and to get that information circulating, growing, and developing for all of us. So if you're listening to this on YouTube, please write in the comments what is coming up for you, what you would like to see, or what you would like to offer for all of us to focus on. Granted, we all won't have the same ideas or notions of what that should be, but they're saying this is our power, and this is where we need to come together from a place of our own divinity, our own wisdom, to uplift each other together. They're saying this is a unity activity. This is an opportunity for conscious beings to get on the same page and put energy behind high vibrating intentions so that we're collectively working on them. And they're showing me that if we make this a priority and we continue to direct energy towards it, what happens is that, okay, going back to this visual of the energy above the Earth's atmosphere, it gets pulled in by gravity, and then it starts raining on people. And they're showing me that these drops of consciousness start hitting people in a very calm way and allows others to absorb these new thoughts, these new intentions that are also reminders of their own soul's journey and soul's history. So they keep showing me this through very natural, organic means. It's really beautiful. And the overarching theme is to remind us that we create our reality on this planet. We create what we want to experience, but we've lost track of that. We've been distracted from it. We've been disconnected from it. We've been doing our healing work. We've been looking at our phones. And so now is a time to really understand our power together and to call it in by the thousands, if not the millions, because that's exactly the energy that will start the next era for humanity. And I feel that that is all I have to say at this time. So I'm going to end it right there, but I hope this has lifted you up and reconnected you with your own divinity. I hope it has also expanded you into more of your soul's knowingness about what you could create in this lifetime from this level of energy and with these frequencies. If you need help or support getting into the higher frequencies, I do have a channeled guided message for you called Aquarian Diamond Lightcode Meditation. It's where you will connect with more of your cosmic talents, flush out and release expired cellular energy, call in more of your star family connections, and do a lot more through a 60-minute meditation. So I will put the link below the podcast if that would assist you. It has been helping many, many people. In fact, many people say they have fallen asleep. They have felt a quick energy shift. They have had some instant connections that they were waiting for. So it basically unblocked them. And that was one of my intentions in creating this guided meditation as well. So do check that out. Otherwise, I hope this resonates with you. I hope it supports you. And I also hope that it reminds you that we can create some beautiful developments here together. And it does take our collective energy fields working in harmony to make our new realities. So thank you for joining me. I'll be back every Monday and Wednesday with a new podcast episode. And I look forward to connecting with you then. Take good care, and I'll see you soon.